As the final years of the 10th century approached, a strange and unsettling feeling spread across medieval Europe. Church bells rang more often. Preachers spoke with urgency. Ordinary people whispered about the end of time. The year 1000 was coming. For many, it was not just another date on the calendar. It felt like a countdown to judgment, a moment when the world itself might end. But why did the year 1000 inspire so much fear? And did people really believe the apocalypse was about to arrive? The answer lies in a world shaped by faith, uncertainty, and a fragile sense of time. Medieval Europe was deeply religious. The Bible was not just a spiritual guide, it was the framework through which people understood reality. History, nature, war, famine, and disease were all interpreted as signs of divine will. One passage, in particular, haunted the medieval imagination. In the book of Revelation, it spoke of a 1,000-year reign before the final judgment, when Satan would be released and the world would face its ultimate reckoning. To many believers, this number was not symbolic. It was literal. As the calendar edged closer to the year 1000, people began to wonder, had the 1,000 years almost passed? Was the final judgment next? In an age with limited literacy and few accurate calendars, these ideas spread through sermons, oral storytelling, and rumor, often growing more dramatic with each retelling. Unlike today, medieval people did not experience time as a continuous, predictable flow. Most could not read dates, track years, or verify historical records. Time was marked by harvests, religious festivals, and reigns of kings, not by numbers on a calendar. This made the idea of a specific year ending, 1000, feel monumental. For many, it was the largest number they had ever heard associated with time. It symbolized completion, fullness, and finality. When preachers spoke of the approaching millennium, it sounded less like a calendar event and more like a divine deadline. The late 10th century was not a peaceful time. Europe was already under strain, and fear thrives in uncertainty. People witnessed famines that wiped out entire villages, plagues, and unexplained illnesses, violent raids by Vikings, Magyars, and Saracens. Civil wars and collapsing kingdoms, natural disasters, eclipses, comets, earthquakes, and floods were interpreted as warnings from God. A comet appearing in the sky could spark panic. A bad harvest could be seen as proof that divine judgment was near. To people who believed God actively intervened in the world, these events felt like undeniable signs that something terrible was approaching. The church played a central role in shaping fear and hope around the year 1000. Some clergy warned openly of the end times, urging repentance and confession. Others emphasized preparation, giving to the poor, freeing slaves, restoring churches, and making pilgrimages. In some regions, nobles donated land and wealth to monasteries, believing that acts of devotion might save their souls before Judgment Day. There are even accounts, though sometimes exaggerated, of people abandoning farms, forgiving enemies, and waiting near churches for the end. Fear became a powerful motivator for moral reform. Modern historians debate how widespread this fear truly was. Not everyone believed the world would end in the year 1000. Many church scholars understood biblical numbers symbolically. Others argued that no one could know the exact time of judgment. Still, even if the fear was not universal, it was real enough to shape behavior, sermons, and collective memory. And when the year 1000 passed, nothing happened. No apocalypse, no divine fire, no end of the world. Life continued, quietly, almost awkwardly. But the story doesn't end there. Some believers recalculated. They argued that the 1,000 years should be counted from the death of Christ, not his birth. That meant the true end would come around 1033. Once again, fear returned. Once again, people prepared. And once again, the world did not end. The fear of the year 1000 wasn't about bad math or ignorance. It was about living in a world where life was short, fragile, and unpredictable. When people face constant uncertainty, they search for meaning. They look for patterns. They turn to faith to explain chaos. The year 1000 became a symbol, a moment when all fears, hopes, and beliefs about destiny converged into a single date. In the end, the apocalypse never came. But the fear itself shaped history. It influenced religious reform, strengthened the authority of the church, and revealed how deeply humans crave certainty in uncertain times. History reminds us of a powerful truth. The fear of the end of the world often says more about the present than the future. If you enjoyed this deep dive into medieval fears and forgotten history, like the video, share it with others who love history, and subscribe to the channel for more stories that uncover the hidden truths of our past. More fascinating episodes are on the way.